Hello guys, Arthur here with more Zuskos and more tracks from this week. And the first one, Down the Mountain by ZF. Well, I enjoy this track. I found couple new elements or new ideas which I never seen before. Some of them, I wouldn't say it was easy or at least enjoyable because I don't use to drive or done this element. But still, because it's new for me, I really enjoy it because it's really interesting and fun and amazing that people could find new approach to track building, and when it's happened during just submitting track without like theme, for example, as like ZCL or other track contest, you have all open wide fantasy, and I'm really glad to see that people could still create something new. Rogue Touge by St. Nicholas. Well, I've been playing this track through a week. I honestly didn't know that it's were new, but it was really interesting track, and it wasn't really hard except like the finish part, but it was really enjoyable to try find all cuts and do them smoothly, because I believe a lot of stuff here was created intentionally, like inner wall ride or track ride, jumps, and the finish. It's really interesting because if you're doing it really fast, you can miss it, or you need a wide angle for it. And I believe I lost like several attempts during this run where I was really faster, but I was missing the finish. Alps. When I first tried this track, it wasn't really hard track, it seems, but it have couple really interesting tricks or ideas how you can be faster, and I really enjoy doing such tracks where one of the things that you need to do or forced to do is basically braking, because like usual ZCL or Zuskos, it's more about maintaining your speed and do it all, keeping your speed as long as possible. But in this case, during the last high jump, you need to brake to reduce your air time and lower your air time and smoothes your jump. It gives you so much faster time. And the only thing that I didn't like, it's the last jump with this unity bounce, which basically left me out of 114. I believe I have this run, but I bounced not correctly and lost 2 wheels and didn't make finish. Zuskos. Okay, this is the first track from this week which I didn't finish, and yes, I forget to mention there were so many tracks this week, around 20, but most of them I didn't finish because of like my skill, basically. They were or too long, and as you probably know, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and if you're doing it like in 7 minutes, it's not a lot of like players who really can do it from the first, second round without any mistakes. I can like count them on one hand or maybe 2 hands, but still, the problem for this track, I keep crashing at the same point. As you see, it was basically my problem. I always keep crashing at the same point. Basically for me it was the last ramp where I keep crashing because I can't manage this speed, and when I tried to brake I was sliding and still crashing. So but it basically was the last element, then jump and finish. Cool track though, but Oh, and by the way, let me know, do you want to see all tracks even if I couldn't finish them, just like maybe photo mode or my best attempt, or just keep them as this one? Yeah, let me know what you want to see. Crystallizer by Kerncop. As you can see, this is a backward track, so you need to drive it backward, and let's say this week was really productive for Kerncop. I believe he created like 4 or 5 tracks, or maybe not created but submitted, and not all of them here, I believe just 3. I put it one by one, and 2 of them were backward. One I've done legit way, and it wasn't the fastest time. I believe a couple people done it like faster, even faster than after time. I received as usual around gold, and I'm happy. I just watched this track, but as usual, all backward tracks on ZCL or Zipkist or Unity are hard, because game force you to turn your soapbox for front driving. Second one, Blizzard Vortex. Well, in this case, because it use fan, I just turn around, and as you can see, it's pretty fast. Yes, it's not after time, you lose a lot of speed during this turnaround, let's say, but it's still enough to finish this track. Even it has a loop with, let's call it, speed check, but with some luck you can manage it. Honestly, I even don't know how you can do backward wall ride. It's way out of my level experience. I believe for me it's really hard. And because it was the second track backward, a lot of people like vote to skip it, because it's really hard. I am using like controller, and it's easy on the controller to do such run backward, because you can be more smoothly than on keyboard, but still it's really problematic to do so. Redwood Stroll, and as I said, another Kerncop track, and yet again I didn't finish it, and yes, again I have basically the same problem over and over. It's again, it was the last jump after the last checkpoint. I like 4 or 5 attempts I was missing, or lack of speed or momentum, whatever you can call it. Every time it just wasn't enough, so I crashed near the finish, as you can see. So I really enjoy this track. It's something new from Kerncop, like not looks like his usual tracks. City Night. Okay, so this is really fast track. I will say this is one trick track, and depending on how you can do it, it's basically one jump, brake, and go into the finish. Easy done, easy jump. You can try manage your speed during this track. For braking before the jump, to find the sweet spot to have enough speed to the finish. alxtidaCat, I don't know why it's called this way, but from feedback people enjoy this track. It's not hard, but it's really hard to achieve a good time. There are a couple of tricks where you need to be really precise. The first one is the first jump, where you need to be as low as possible to maintain your speed and be like reduce your air time. And second place is almost the finish one. After the jump, you also need to maintain your speed and turn to not hit walls. I almost done after time, and yeah, it was great feeling. Sturkil, well, pretty interesting track with really interesting line. I was lucky. First time I was slightly confused with the first, let's call off-track jump, because I was lack of arrows. But after it, all other, as you can see, there's a lot of guidelines. They all say how you need to turn, how you need to do. My personal problem was like after checkpoint 4, where you need to do not correct like loop, because it's like dirt, you don't have enough grip, and I was a lot of time like going off the track. I was lack of let's call it lack of grip. The last track on this video, it's again track that I didn't finish, as after said, this is really pro player track. It has a lot of, let's say, hacky elements, like forcing you to make weird wall ride, then jump on the pipe left, not inside the pipe but using the barrier, then wall ride jump into the track, and then another narrow wall ride. It's all really, like, for me it's really hard elements, but as you can see, for people who we usually see in top 10 of ZCL or other tracks, it's not. So I wouldn't say it's like made some pro players struggle, let's say this way. Anyway, thanks guys for watching this short review for tracks from this week. Please let me know, do you want to see all tracks, even if I didn't manage them finish, or like people in the lobby, because not always we have like strong players, or like and it means that some tracks will be like completely out of Finnish people. Thanks for watching it. Bye.